Hi everyone, it's Lindenherz. Finally, I'm having a bit more time to do more videos, and I thought of coming back to the topic of the 12 Rauhnächte. As you can see, the tree is already up and only one little piece of decoration is on, so I will decorate it, perhaps make a video of it. I'm not sure. I will see how I can make time because it's incredible busy at the moment, and so we will see how we can squeeze it in. And if you hear some kind of strange sound in the background, this is my dog, she wants attention and I will give it to her later, that attention playing in something. But now I want to make this video. As you can see, I'm in a comfy sweater because it's comfy sweater day for me today. And it's actually a bit big because I've stolen it from my husband. So, but something I want to share with you before I will start with the 12 nights is this gorgeous, look at that, this came a couple of days ago and I can't wait for 2018. I can't wait for it because it's my favorite artist's new calendar, Wendy Andrew, and she did something different this time. She made it more narrow and longer, but the goddesses in there are just So this time she focused on solar and moon goddesses. And I'm so happy because all the images you can put out later and plaster your home, your walls with goddess glory. But I will share with you. Look at that. Look at her. So there's the name. I'm not sure, Beavi maybe, I'm not quite sure. And she's a Sami sun goddess. Sami sun goddess returns the light to the dark winter northern lands, bringing sanity, fertility, and hope. And this is my dog drinking there in the background. So a Sami goddess, so gorgeous, so gorgeous. I really love. And there on the side there stands bringing you blessings of light and hope. So a little bit quicker here. So fitting for February is Bridget, or Bride as she also sometimes is called, bringing you blessings of inspiration and initiation. And I have this as a smaller card and I use it always as altar decoration. And these, some of these are also, or were, I should say, were also available as fabric banners, so to speak. And at the moment they are sold out, but I talked to Wendy and she said that they will be back in stock soon, but possibly, like you maybe have noticed, not before Christmas. But my gosh, look at that. So here, look at her. So we have Anumati, bringing you blessings of peaceful prosperity. So Anumati is an Indian moon goddess. Her name means to grant permission. She bestows her gifts of spirituality, fertility, and prosperity. She brings peace and calm. And I've seen those pieces here. She brought them to the latest goddess conference in Glastonbury, and she had this exhibition room where she portrayed, where she had all her original paintings, which were really big, on some kind of sacred altar space. And I thought when I saw this, oh gosh, I could die happy in there. Coming into that, I would maybe cry. This is also one I have. So this is Rhiannon, goddess of love. She is blossoming. She is the blossoming spring, the rising sap, the lust for life, the lover, bringing you blessings of love and joy. So some of the things, I guess I missed one. This one here. For March. This is also one of her fire goddesses that she, as cards, you can also get them as cards. and bringing you blessings of energy and creativity. And this is Artha, fire goddess. Her fire warms the spring earth and brings forth abundant new growth. She brings new life and creativity. So creativity is always good. And this is one I want to have maybe for my bathroom or something. So over the bathtub, so when I'm laying there, can look at that. Oh, this is Domnu, water goddess. She is the sparkle in raindrop, the clearness of a spring, the power of a waterfall, the depth of the ocean. Oh, so beautiful. Here is another one. So this is a sun goddess, Saule. I'm not quite sure if I pronounced that correctly, because this is an Indo-European sun goddess. She crosses the sky by day in her carriage drawn by yellow horses and travels the waters by night. What? Little moment, please. And travels the waters by night in her golden birch boat. So you can see this birch boat here. And this is a concept that the sun is female that is mostly known in the northern mythology. So when we say sun, we have these articles in front and we call it die Sonne, which, and this article in front, this die, suggests it's a woman, like die Frau. And the moon is actually masculine, so male, so der Mond. So it's different here, and we also know this kind of the man in the moon, so maybe it also has to do with something with that, I'm not quite sure. But look, an Aboriginal goddess. So I will surely murder that. So Vuryu Pranili, or Pranili. But, oh, what's there? Glow, it says there. With the snake, and oh, she's so beautiful, bringing you blessings of sunshine and fruitful abundance. So she's an Aboriginal solar goddess. Her campfire is the dawn light and her torch is the sun. Her ochre body paint stains the sky at sunrise and sunset. She's this is also one of her that you can also get as a fabric wall hanging and as a card. She's an earth goddess. So this is Banba, earth goddess, lady of the land. She is our rock of strength. May we care for her as she cares for us, bringing you blessings of balance and harmony. And look at that, a little badger. I love badgers. Love, 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 love. And this one I want to have for this main room we are having here for so long, and I hope to get it one day. This is, of course, carried when, I have to look at that too, but it's carried when. It's also part of her Maiden Mother Crone series. So the mother isn't in this, no, the mother isn't in there. I also have the mother, and the maiden was the Bridget one that you were seeing. Carried when crone goddess, she holds the mystery of endings and beginnings. From darkness to light, she steers her cauldron of transformation. And there are last two goddesses, and these are so, look at that, Mavu. It's an African goddess. I'm not quite sure which tribe, which people she is from. An African creator goddess, riding on an elephant's back. She brings creativity and abundance. She holds the wisdom of age and the understanding of universal law. She shines in the cool, cleansing moonlight. So a moon goddess, so wisdom. So beautiful. And she brings you blessings of ancient wisdom. And she's so gorgeous. Look at that. Oh. And also one favorite. Guan Yin. Oh, look at that. There are also, you can see here, words flowing out. So you have compassion, and compassion, I guess, in different languages or something. And Divine Mother, it says here. And bring you blessings of pure love. Guan Yin, Chinese goddess of mercy. She hears the cries of the world and gives comfort, healing, guidance, compassion, and love. And I will cut them all out and put them everywhere, everywhere. So, but back again. Oh, this is one I will also put on my seaside altar, I guess. So back to the Rauhnächte. This is a tradition that is still celebrated in the south of Germany. Not a tradition that I was growing up with. Here in the north of Germany, we don't have such old folk belief-based traditions, so to speak. At least not that I know of. Maybe I don't know anything, but or everything. Maybe there are some, but not so openly popular or something like that. We have something like Easter fires or something, but everything is nowadays, or since Christianity is influenced by Christianity, and this is also the case with the Rauhnächte. They start with the night of Christmas, so the Holy Eve that we're celebrating here, and it ends, I guess, some kind of where the 6th of January or the 5th of January, I'm not quite sure. But I will celebrate them from the night before the winter solstice on. Because I want to bring in this kind of pagan, making up my own pagan tradition, so to speak. And these are two books that I got. This one is from the library, and this one here is one I bought a couple of years ago, and it's called Rauhnächte als Quelle der Ruhe und Kraft, which is something like the 12 nights as source of power and, or should I say, strength and stillness. So some kind of a practical guide to get more strength and resilience for the upcoming year. And what I can say, not necessarily about the book, but in general about the Rauhnächte is that there are traditions and beliefs that, I have to say, there are things that I was brought up with that I wasn't aware of, that they were part of the Rauhnächte. And that was the custom that between the years, which we mean the time between Christmas and the New Year, is a time where you don't wash and you don't hang up your wet clothes. What I forget to mention here, sorry to interrupt, about not washing your clothes and not hanging wet clothes up, had to do with the folk belief that when you do that, especially hanging up white sheets or something, that the wild hunt will come and take you. So this is the reason why. So the wild hunt means basically here in Germany meant Wotan, which is a resemblance to Odin, and also accompanied by some call it was Hulda or Holle. Some of you might know from the Brothers Grimm fairy tale, Mother Holle. Some of them also said that it was Perchta, which some say she's the same like Mother Holle. Some say Mother Holle is the same like Hel, the goddess of the underworld in other mythology. But basically these and the wild hunt, so demons and something like that. So demons not necessarily, but powerful forces that could easily be distracted by hanging up white wet sheets. However, that was the reason you shouldn't wash. Just got short to interrupt, sorry. And until I researched a bit more and came up with, or came to the Rauhnächte, I wasn't sure where this was coming from, but did it anyway. So we didn't wash and something like that. But it was part of these customs and traditions that you don't wash. You don't wash and you don't spin. So during this time, the wheels were standing still. You didn't do any kind of housework, so to speak. You did this before that, so clean everything up. And then it was a time for cleansing your space, your home, energetically through incense. So use a lot of incense. You cleansed your home from negative energies, from demons perhaps, and also your livestock, which was very important back in those days. And it was also said that during those days or nights, I should say, nights. During those nights, the animals were able to talk, which I find quite interesting. And plants have special power, so even more potent than in the regular time. It is said that this change from winter solstice, the beginning of these nights, from winter solstice to the night of Christmas, had to do with the change of the lunar calendar to the solar calendar. But not quite sure about that, because yeah, so basically I'm not quite sure about that. There are some things that don't make sense to me, but I can understand why it shifted, so the switch from one calendar to another. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you get the 12 nights out of that, if you understand that. Because they said that there were, through this, when they changed it up, or changed it from one calendar to another, there were quite some 12 days or something left. I'm not sure if that makes sense at all, but anyway, I think nowadays we can come up with new traditions, or bringing new life to old ones and bringing new perspectives to it. Because what did the Christians do? They used what was there in the old folk belief, and to make the transition easier, they used it and put on some Christian overlay to it. Why not do it the other way around? So why not bringing back pagan views to it? So, and making new traditions, because nothing is written in stone. It's my belief. You can change it up. You can make your own tradition and celebrate it. And maybe make it also a way that is a bit more fluent, so it doesn't become something where you have to stick by the book, and if you don't do it, then you're whatever, condemned or something. So this is a way that I want to approach it, and these nights are now getting, or should I say, since a couple of years, they're getting very popular in the esoteric scene, so to speak, here in Germany. You find all sorts of books on these nights in bookstores, in esoteric bookstores, and in parts of, or in the section of esoteric books. And some of them are good and some of them aren't, put it like that. They aren't, not everyone is good, and some books seems like one author has copy and pasted the content from one book to his own or her own. Sometimes they're quite good, and this one is one of them that I find quite useful. And you get, with each of the nights, you get a so-called fantasy journey, which is some kind of visualization, I should say. These work quite well, but I recommend, when you do something like visualization during that time to a certain topic or for a certain topic, I would suggest record it and listen then to it, because reading it here and then trying to visualize something, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, let me tell you that. And you have certain topics for each of the month. Like for, I'm not sure if I said that, these 12 months resemble the 12 nights. I should already said it. These 12 nights resemble the 12 following month. So what you also should do in that time, paying attention to your dreams, because it could be a kind of divinatory, there could be a divinatory meaning to it. So something like that, you should, this is something that is suggested in that book, you should pay attention to things in nature. So using nature as some form of oracle. So look at that, what you see through the day, what comes, are there any synchronicities? Maybe something you dream of, maybe some card you draw, because it's also a time for oracles. Oracles or runes, or like I said, cards or something of that nature you can use during that time. And in older days, I'm not sure, I recorded that video before, but had to delete it because various reasons. I'm not sure if I said that. This was also a time where young maidens try to find out through oracle who their husband would be or something. So I already have mine, so I don't know. I don't have to, yeah, I'm through it. But this here is a nice one. So a nice, short, good book. You get something here for a topic that this book is suggesting for January, or for the first night is stillness. And you have peace for February. For March you have, I try to find it, Aufbruch, start or something. Then you have curiosity for April. You have strategy for May. And activity and community and something like that, and wisdom and so on. Sometimes you have also these nice images here, and it's quite a nice thing. And for each of these topics you also have it's also nice here, you also have these fantasy journeys that you take. Quite a useful book. This one I've got from a library, not from a library, but the library that we have in Egon's Villa. And yeah, it is not so much about what you can do through these nights, but it tells you more what you don't have to do. So here it says, for instance, you should close the door in silence, or silent door closing, if that makes sense. It was said that when you slam the door, you attract like turmoil and maybe negative emotions into your household or something. You shouldn't cut your nails or your hair or something. It is considered to be unlucky or something like that. So a lot of custom folk belief that is captured within this one. And but if you want to do that, you can do that the way you want it. So you're not you don't have to follow any customs that aren't yours. This is also something that is suggested in the book, that you make it your own. And by doing that, you can choose 12 topics for that. 12 topics that you want to reflect upon. Something maybe that you want to want to work on doing those contemplative nights. So when you go inside and go into intuition, into your own, and so on. Topics from the last year, something to release, something to embrace, and so on and so forth. You can draw cards for that, cards that could guide you in the following month. I don't do necessarily these kind of predictive readings, so I use the cards, I will draw the cards the way that they offer me guidance through that month. And this is the way I'm doing it. Another nice custom that is suggested in this book, I guess, yeah, in this book, is that you create a jar with 13 wishes. So jar, paper, some pieces of paper and a pen, and then you write down 13 wishes. So what you do is 13 wishes, you pick 13 wishes that you can fulfill for yourself. So easy fulfilling wishes, not I want to travel the world, or I want to want to be the queen of the world or something. So realizable wishes. So you put something like, I want to do this day trip, or want to do want to visit the museum or something. I want to read that book, or I want to something like that. So I want to spend some quality time with my family or something like that. Something of that nature. You could also write something, I want to be more compassionate towards others and towards myself. You put them in that glass, and then for each of the month you draw one of the wishes and fulfill it. And for yourself, your own godmother, so to speak, you fulfill your own wishes. So this is something I also like. I'm not quite sure if I will do that. I will see how it will fit in there, but it's a good way. But something I want to share with you also, a book that is not about the 12 nights of silence and stillness or the Rauhnächte, but about the seasons of change. This is a great book that I found through my dear teacher Annie from Mirth and Reverence channel. And she recommended that book a long time ago in one of her old videos. And when I had some birthday money back in summer, I thought, okay, I want to get some spiritual books, and I will see what and which, and found this one through her channel. And it's the Season of Change, and so using nature's wisdom to grow through life's inevitable ups and downs by Carol L. McLelland, or McLelland. So it's a great resource. I haven't read it from cover to cover, how you call it, but just open it and at the right position, you should say. So this is parted into the 4 seasons, so winter, summer, autumn, and so on, and spring. And I came up with winter and looked up what kind of topics there are, and she separated the winter into several stages, like, for instance, early winter, which means retreating and reflecting. And she brings up here in short something like signs and tasks and detours that you can experience. So signs that you are in your life are in early winter. Signs are you feel tired, you don't want to do the usual, and you don't know. Then tasks: renew at all levels, create time for quiet, reconnect with essence, practice purposeful reflection, track your journey, and protect yourself. And detours are like staying busy, starting something new, and forcing yourself to be happy. Starting something new. This is something that, or keeping yourself busy or something. You could say I'm doing that by doing these videos, but this year it was the only way to keep myself not from the actual task of doing the work, but from getting crazy. It sounds a bit too harsh, but something around that line, along that line. So she uses also a fairy tale to, make certain topics more clear. She uses one fairy tale in particular, which is from the Brothers Grimm, The Maiden with No Hands, or Without Hands, or something. And she uses that, and then you go into how can I tell I'm in early winter. Then you get some topics like you feel incredibly tired, and so on and so forth. And what should I do? Something like renew, she's writing. Create time for quiet in your life, reconnect with your essence, which I find very, very important. She comes up with questions to ask yourself, which you can also use to do maybe a tarot spread with those questions, which I plan to do. Journaling, dream work, and so on. And then she comes into a next section, which is the winter solstice. So, which is catching sparks of hope in the darkness. And there you work on still something I have to catch up. So be in the dark, know the feeling that heralds your insights, triggers that may open the door, and something like that, telling your story. What if nothing happens? This is also quite interesting. And then you have late winter. So late winter and the signs that means something like catch new insights, open to new ideas, see glimmers of spring. The tasks are follow your insights, clear out the old, create a plan, and detours, ignoring insights, doing what you have always done, and charging ahead. So I think it's a great book of resources. And then you come into spring. It's funny that they do it that way and not the other way around, but a good book to help yourself and nurture yourself during times of hardship, I should say. Definitely a book that is worth reading, and you can get it for just a couple of bucks, actually. I got mine for a couple of bucks, maybe $4 or $5 or something. Sometimes even less. You can look it up on Amazon Marketplace. It's there in second-hand way, and you can get it for just really a cheap price, and it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. So, and what else do I want to share with you? I guess I will share with you now my Solstice altar space, or should I say my Rauhnächte altar. So the place where I will draw the cards and where I will reflect upon their meanings to some degree, but also sit in silence, contemplate, and let things come to me through, smelling the incense that was provided or is provided through the incense calendar, and I would suggest you come right over. So, welcome back. This is what I came up with my little winter solstice, nights of stillness or nights of silence sacred space, where I will use the Weaver's Oracle for. And and I have set up this Weaver at the moment. There's also another one behind, because she is a constant companion at the moment, and we also have her, which I drew yesterday. 39 Gray, the Shaman of Weaver of Sky, the Shaman Weaver of Sky. And then I also have this one, and this is one I didn't draw, but had to work with, because somehow she called me. And I had really a powerful experience with her in my sacred landscape, so to speak. Others would call that maybe astral traveling or something. I personally call it and prefer to call it my sacred landscape, my inner sacred landscape. And when I read the text in the book, it was like, okay, I have to work with her. She is definitely a companion, some kind of a sister, so to speak, some spirit sister or spiritual sister. And when I met her in my sacred landscape, I met her here, and this will now a little bit reflect here, if you can see that. This, what I've shared with you in my the video before the last video, when I shared with you my seaside altar, and this is the Iron Age, is it Iron Age? Yeah, the Iron Age house on my beloved North Frisian island, Amrum. And this is a reconstruction. And when I wandered through my sacred landscape, this house emerged, and we were sitting there in front of a fireplace. And it was, let's just say, it was powerful, and it was, I still feel she has a lot to teach me. And this is something, when you experience things like that, you know that you have not only have a strong relationship or develop a strong relationship with a deck, but also that there is something that was created with much depth, with a lot of love, so to speak. I don't know. I don't want to say that other decks aren't created with love, but you can feel there is a special intention in that deck. And still, I only scratched the surface. I really only scratched the surface, and I'm really looking forward to explore more and to see what these tribe of women will teach me. And I really feel wonderful, because during the last time or the last week or something, I started drumming again, and I really felt this had to do with working with the weavers. So wonderful, powerful deck, and couldn't be more happy to work with it now in these 12 sacred nights. And I'm also using one of my labyrinth for that, so also for going inward, my finger labyrinth, and following the finger until I reach the center, which always grounds me. I also put up special stones, so this natural citrine to represent the returning of the light, the solar power, so to speak. And for the dark time, I also used this this black moonstone, this gorgeous piece here, and really love that. And I hope one day that I can fetch a bigger one, even bigger one, so a palm stone basically. And I really adore that piece here. Also bought some offerings here, a little bit of herbs and spices. There's also at the moment other spices and other incenses here burning. At the moment I'm having here a cinnamon in that. And when we go a little bit upward, we can see also these sticks I collected in a special place here in Germany, in North Germany, called Lüneburger Heide. So Lüneburg Heath, it's a heath area, and there are large areas here in Germany, and they are a wonder to wonder. So wonderful to walk there when the heath is in bloom or in blossom, and when it blossoms, and so looking for miles and miles of lilac blossoms, and so amazing. And it's also reminding me also of this North Sea island, because heath is also a very dominant plant there in the dune valleys, and so couldn't be more perfect. But these I found there, and there's also something there on the top. I really try to, there you can see that. This is one of the driftwoods I found last year on that island, and this is one I bought actually. This is a fossil, I don't know how to call them. Ammonite. Is it an ammonite? Ammonite or something? And I got it from someone on a Christmas market who digged them up by himself actually. And maybe I will put some beads in here. I'm not sure. I will see. Whoa, sorry. But for now, I'm quite happy with that. And I like this this cloth for that, this red cloth. And she's feeling quite well there. And I wonder what she will guide me to. And I will leave her as guide here during my journey, because I feel she has a lot to tell me. And with the other 12 women that will show up for the following nights, or also for the following month, I'm not sure if I will journal a lot about them, or if I will leave them how they are, will read what is said in the book, and then start to work with them again when the month is coming up, where they are coming up, each of the women. So I'm quite looking forward to that. So I guess I will call it a day, and we will see us in the next video, and I will see if I can manage to make a video about the decoration of my Yule tree or Christmas tree. And maybe some of you might wonder, why isn't it decorated? Because I see a lot of, especially of you who live in the US, who decorate their trees, and I guess sometimes couple of days after Thanksgiving. And this is not a tradition here in not only Thanksgiving, but it's not a tradition here in Germany to decorate the tree in the personal household you're living in so early. So my early experiences and how I was brought up were that you bought your tree a couple of days before Christmas. Then you decorate it maybe 1 or 2 days before Christmas. Some people were also decorating it really on Christmas, or on the Holy Eve, I should say, because we are celebrating the Holy Eve, where we get our presents here in Germany. And then we have 2 Christmas days. So we have the first, so the 24th and the 25th and the 26th, actually. And I guess in France it's the same. But we were decorating the tree quite late, and we hadn't on the lights or something. But the traditions that my mother established for me when I was a child, or kind of traditions, or something that she maybe came up with, I will share with you in another video, and it will be possibly will be the video where I will decorate the tree and take you with me for a little bit, and maybe we'll also share with you some of the things that my mom came up when I was a child. She created really special Christmas time for me when I was little, and maybe you will like to hear about that. So until then, I wish you all the best. Bye!